So I'm going to teach you some history today. So I just listened to this creepypasta, which is really, really good, and I don't really want to spoil the ending, but I'm going to anyway, sorry. Because I can't use this as an introduction to my topic otherwise. So it's telling you about all this horrific stuff, and you think it's like some sort of future creepy thing that's going to happen, this like kind of end of the world type deal, and then you find out it's being told from the point of view of this little boy in Nagasaki, talking about and his account from his dad who had come home from Hiroshima. And it's like, oh shit, they were talking about the atomic bombs being dropped in Japan in 1945, and it's like, wow, really good writing, but it also is really effectively, because you don't know it's about Hiroshima, so you are completely, like, you're empathizing with the character, and then when you find out, it's like, whoa, so you can really see it without having any sort of prejudice that you had before, because there are those who think that the atomic bombs are fucking justified, and this video is going to be saying why that what really fucking wasn't. Sorry, I'm just going to turn off my heater because I know it's loud and it makes noise. Okay, so first argument I hear, but they bombed Pearl Harbor. Bitch, that was a fucking military base. It's war, you attack military. That's the way war works. You don't touch civilians because they have no part in anything. They don't get to choose to go to war. It's leaders who declare war. They're not fighting in the war. It's soldiers who fight in war. Civilians are innocent. You don't touch civilians. So yeah. They attacked a military base, and then US responded, by the way, they didn't just right away respond to the atomic bomb. No! They responded by sending the same air raids that hit Hiroshima all over the goddamn country of Japan. So Japan had no military, they had no air force, no navy, nothing. They were completely decimated, and they were like, okay, we're gonna lose, we need to surrender. So they were already working on a surrender with Russia to try and find, some way that would be favorable towards them so that they didn't end up getting turned into Germany at the end of World War I with the Treaty of Versailles, which, in case you are unaware about that, basically World War I ended with the Treaty of Versailles, which basically said that it was all Germany's fault, and they took chunks of Germany and all of Germany's colonies away from them for starting the World War I. So, and you saw how well that worked out, because Germany was in poverty while the rest of the world was in the roaring 20s, and they had nothing, and Germany was pissed off, and they needed something to bring Germany back to power, and the National Socialist Party, aka the Nazis, did that. So obviously, they learned from history where no one else fucking did, apparently. Anyways, and they were trying to come up with some sort of treaty that they weren't completely screwed over, but they were trying to figure out a way of surrendering in which they had a little bit of control over the situation. So they weren't sending out any more attacks because they had no military, and they were talking with Russia, who was on the Allied side, by the way. Axis was Nazis, and basically like Germany, Italy, in Japan, and then in Russia to begin with, but then Hitler attacked Russia, and then Russia came over to the Allied side, which was England, France, Canada, US. Anyways, so they were already talking with Russia about, trying to find some way to surrender. And what does US do? They hadn't come to the right away surrender or whatever, even though US knew what was going on because they had access to those conversations, and US still drops a bomb on 2 cities that had no military bases. They were 2 cities filled with civilians. And they didn't just drop any bomb, they dropped 2 atomic bombs. I'm going to send the link to the story so that you can, it shows it really, really well written, so it really shows the horror of those bombs. They aren't just any bombs that blow shit up and kill people and destroy towns. They are irradiated. You don't just if you're anywhere near, your skin is blistering and falling off. You're blinded if you look anywhere near it. You can go deaf, well, I guess any explosion you can go deaf. And then if you survive it, you have chances of, you're very likely going to die of cancer very quickly because of all the radiation, and it and you can't really build anything on that land for years to come because the ground is so saturated in poisonous radiation, and it decimates way more than any other bomb, like way more area than any other bomb. It is the most horrific means of ending life that we have at our disposal as human beings. That's what they did to a country that was already on its knees. Wow. History is repeating itself, only on a smaller scale. Mike Brown, just this couple months ago, was on his knees and Darren Wilson shot him in the head, and basically that's exactly what the country of USA did to the country of Japan. They had nothing left. But apparently they had just enough so that US could take it away and cause just so much pain and destruction, needless pain and destruction, and ending thousands and thousands of innocent civilian lives. Because keep in mind, Pearl Harbor, military base with soldiers and naval officers and everything else. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, sorry, I always want to say Nagisa instead of Nagasaki. Cities with factories and schools and children and families, and even if you're not a freaking child or a family, you're a fucking human being who has done nothing wrong. And keep in mind that Japan was under dictatorship rule. People feel sorry for freaking people stuck in Germany, Nazi Germany. People feel sorry for people stuck in the Soviet Union. Why don't you feel sorry for these poor Japanese folk who were stuck in a dictatorship? They were just as much of a victim of their freaking warmongering ruler. Actually, I'm trying to say just as much. There was no one as much of it. They were victims of a dictatorship. If you live in a dictatorship, that's not cool. It's fucking awful. But of course, everyone wants to demonize Japan in U.S. because history is told by the victors, right? And we're from the point of view of the U.S., so we have to even Canada, and I get there's so much shit about information is from U.S. because U.S. is fucking, hi, I'm U.S., I'm here. They're like the person in the family who always has to be at the center of attention, or they're just, oh yeah, well, just in general, I don't even have to say use the allegory, they just always have to be at the center of attention. So they're trying to make it seem like, oh, no, it's justified. We needed to do this to end the war because they weren't surrendering. Bullshit. They were still a threat. Bullshit. There was absolutely no cause to bomb Hiroshima. One atomic bomb was bad enough, but two within 3 days of each other? Are you fucking kidding? There's no way you can convince me that it was a good call to bomb Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I'm sorry, but there's no way you can convince me that, because it's total fucking bullshit. U.S. is actually one of the worst countries in the whole fucking world. They're obviously nowhere near as bad as North Korea, maybe. But if you look throughout U.S. history, they're fucking awful. And yet they're always trying to paint themselves as the good guys. No, they're fucking, evil. If you just look at everything that's happening now and in the last century, holy fuck, these guys are twisted. Anyways, thanks for watching.